have one, so you're putting yourself at risk, but that's your fault.
Right, because that's the way that most multiplayer games work. Most online multiplayer games work, right? Not really. I'm being sarcastic. So.
Well, it's the way WoW works for them because they're used to it.
Exactly.
Apparently.
So, long story short, you can get your account hacked by joining a multiplayer game. There's a bunch of threads already on the Diablo 3 forums, but I think basically what happens is there's a unique identifier that's associated with you whenever you join a multiplayer game, and if the people have the hack or whatever they're using, they can steal your unique identifier. If you don't have an authenticator, but if you have an they can access your account if you don't have an authenticator. But if you have an authenticator, then
you can still get hacked.
You can still get hacked from what we've seen, but the chances are much less likely, as far as I know.
Blizzard's claiming that they don't have any reports or confirmed times where people with authenticators have been hacked.
That's their claim.
That's their claim, right? Yeah. There's people that are all over the forums saying that it's happening. I don't know. It could be people just trolling because they're pissed, but
two of my real life friends got hacked. They joined a public game. They joined a public game about a day or two after the game came out. They only joined 2 public games, and a week later they got hacked. So they're currently in the process of getting their their character accounts reset or rolled back or whatever the term is. So I think that's a fail on Blizzard's part. The second thing that I'm upset about is class balance. Class balance for Inferno difficulty is dumb, because from what I'm hearing, Demon Hunters and Wizards can solo Inferno, and Barbarians and Monks are completely useless. They can't. Barbarians and Monks can't tank. My brother is in he has 10 million or 20 million gold worth of gear, and he still essentially gets 2 or 3 shotted, and that's common belief among the forums, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and that's just ridiculous.
It shouldn't have been easy, but it should have taken coordination to be able to beat it.
Exactly, and that's the other.
Doing as a group.
That's the other. The difficulty is just dumb. It's just because what I compare it to is even World of Warcraft. Like when you do a raid, sure you need to be slightly geared for those first beginning dungeons, which is fine if it takes a reasonable amount of time to get slightly better gear than maybe what you currently have. But then after that, it's a matter of tanking well or using your character skills and abilities well, as opposed to just completely not being able to fight in Inferno difficulty. The way that I compare it to Inferno difficulty is like the tank can't even tank. He can only take 1 or 2 hits before he needs a heal, and like that.
And there's no class in the game that can keep him healed up.
Exactly.
He cannot sufficiently heal himself.
Exactly. Like you guys are both monks. You guys are the only class in the game that can heal. Like, what's the cooldown on your heal?
It sucks. Not short enough.
Doesn't do a whole lot of healing either.
So like, what's the point? What's the valid strategy for Inferno mode? You know, like I've spec'd my character so my sentry does 25% less damage, or the shield. Oh, they even nerfed it. Oh no, they didn't. It's 15%. So the sentry reduces damage taken by allies by 15%. My traps, if you spec it a certain way, will reduce damage by 25%. But even then, even if you do all that, it's still not viable on Inferno difficulty. And we're gonna try on Inferno difficulty and see what it's like, but I'm pretty sure the general consensus is it's just not. I mean, there's a difference between making Inferno very difficult, technically, or blah, blah, blah. There's a difference between making Inferno technically difficult and just making it
Treasure Goblin
completely stupid. And that's the last thing I'm upset about, is that in order to even be decent, in order to even have a decent shot at Inferno and do decent damage, you've got to do so much farming in order to have decent life and gear and armor and that kind of thing. Like Blizzard just expects you to farm for literally weeks or months before you can get.
I don't mind that. To be honest, it's just that even when after you're done farming, you still can't take a hit.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
The tanky hero should be able to tank. That's, you know, at
Right.
least at some point. The tanky hero doesn't have to be able to sit there and pound face and you know, do a ton of damage while tanking, but they should at least be able to stand in front of a mob and stay alive.
Especially if they've got over 20 million gold worth of gear.
At least long enough for their cooldowns to reset.
Right.
Where's these other? Oh, there's it, elite.
Yeah, they're hiding in the dirt.
They're hidey McHiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still missing one somewhere. I kind of want to find this other elite.
I bet you it's over here. Oh, I found it. Look who I found.
Okay.
Actually, Pine, I disagree with you. I don't like farming for weeks, literally weeks, for decent gear. If my brother had farmed the traditional way of like killing blues and yellows or bosses or whatever for his gear and like farming gold, it would have literally taken him months. And exploiting is bad, but God, you can't. People are doing it already. No. The auction house is full of blues and yellows, and it's just bad.
No, so there's like, as long as the progression makes sense, like, is in, if you play through hell difficulty, you should be able to gear up well enough for Act 1 of Inferno. You should not have to farm in excess after that.
That's not the case.
Well, I think the biggest issue with it is just the extreme difference in the classes. If it was difficult for every class or it was easy for every class, I don't think there would be as much complaining. But the fact that 2 of the classes can solo it and 2 of the classes are 100% worthless,
correct,
it just doesn't make sense at all in any way.
In fact, you know, adding a monk or a bard to your game could potentially make it harder for your monk or your demon hunter because of mob difficulty.
Yep, that's right. That's my analysis on it. So it's better to roll with 4 demon hunters than it is to have a balanced class or set of classes. As far
glass cannon equals win, right?
Yeah.
You know?
And then you don't even fight the elites. They're not beating the game by fighting the elites. They're bypassing it with smokescreen and teleport. And then they're still dying, and they just continue to res and bypass the elites, even if they die. So, I don't know if this. I don't know. I'm just raging.
Oh, there's an arcane guy. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, he hits hard. Oh my God.
I'm trying to save you.
Yeah.
I'm coming. I can't. I don't have Cyclone Strike, so.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna catch up. Oh.
Whoa, he was fast. Knockback, arcane. That was crazy. I was not expecting to die over there.
We just gotta clean up some of these mobs.
Help!
Help! It's a scorpion!
Oh no!
It's a
My, how the tables have turned.
Yeah. Oh, you wanna piece this? Come on. Oh, that's not friendly.
You guys are. Okay.
Should I revive myself, or are you coming back?
He's half-life.
Yeah. I'm gonna revive you right now, Rash. If this zombie doesn't touch me.
Oh! This guy hits hard.
Yeah.
Stay still.
And I know I just raged for like a good 10 minutes or whatever, but I do agree that I do admit that it's tough.
You're watching the video. Just tell Rob to go dampen his pillow somewhere. We don't need to hear this shit.
Pretty much. Although I do
this way.
For this type of game, it's not a hack and slash, but what would you call this type of RPG?
Action
RPG.
Yeah.
For this type of action RPG, with the way that the Diablo multiplayer system, auction house, and trading, just the way that the game is, it's tough. Like, it's not like a WoW where you can create. You basically You basically can't turn this game into an overhead WoW. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you can't. You could, but then you're just playing WoW again. like have designated tanks and healers and DPS classes. And then the most difficult thing, yeah, the most difficult thing is progression, like you guys were saying. Because like how do you create the game in such a way where you create a challenge and you're rewarded for the challenge, but you don't make the challenge ridiculously hard or
Well, I mean, you have to give Blizzard credit for trying a difficult thing, but that doesn't mean you can't criticize them where they fall short.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. I'm still upset with them about.
You got to give them both credit and
criticism.
Yeah, and criticism.
Yeah, and I agree, but freezing.
Freeze.
Focusing on lower left. Uh-oh. Wow. Because I understand it's difficult to create a fluid or a scaling system or progression system that works, because with when you introduce the auction house and trading mechanic into this game, like then it becomes so difficult because your friend or however you do it you can get items that are way above what you're supposed to get. You can get items that are really good that you're not supposed to get. Like,
Well,
you know what I mean?
I'd like to say that of all the companies that can balance a game, I would say Blizzard is probably the best at it. And I know that they will fix this. It's just that it's taking too long and they didn't catch it soon enough.
Yeah.
Like, this is something that should have been caught in production. Like, a difference this big.
Yeah, exactly.
But
How
the
long was
fact-
this in beta for? Like, this game was in how long of development?
I thought it was in beta for at least a year.
Development? It was first teased like 5
Bill
or 6
Clinton
years
was
ago.
president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say when Clinton?
So, like,
Did you say when Clinton was president?
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, you were saying, Ralph?
Elites.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have full confidence that they will fix it and they will balance it eventually, but for how out of control it is right now, a lot of people are going to have all the gear they will ever need until an expansion comes out. And even if it is balanced, it doesn't matter because the game is already ruined to a point where it can't be fixed right now.
Yeah.
They would
No,
have to wipe
With
all
the
guys.
exception of wiping characters and like wiping gear, it's almost impossible to fix what has already happened.
Yeah, and I agree. So, to add on to that, Roush, so the Blizzard either development team or employees could not beat Inferno. They were not skilled enough to beat Inferno, and so I think a lot of people are saying that, which is why they couldn't catch how other people were able to beat it with their Wizard or Demon Hunter solo. You know what I mean?
Another thing is just the huge number of people. You think
Yeah.
you take 60 people who all try to beat the game in a certain way, and then you open it to millions of people who will do anything and try everything to beat it. And if they miss one possible option, the game is ruined.
And
I think that's what happened.
That's fair, and I'm aware of that. But still, it's like some of those, like the Wizard
He's aware,
combination.
but it doesn't help his anger, guys.
It
Come
doesn't.
on.
This incessant.
The incessant whining.
Wine fest. Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
it is a wine fest.
Oh, there's a boss. here
Boss
somewhere.
fight. Yeah. I mean, it's totally warranted though. It's not entirely just him crying. There's a lot of, well, not a lot of. It is valid, all of it. But the point is, like, a lot of the fun, at least early on, has been taken out of the game.
I think my gripe is only with Inferno difficulty, because all the classes can have fun from normal, nightmare, and hell. But once you get to Inferno, it's just not fun for certain classes. Like barbarians and monks can't play it. Like they just can't. You know, the exploit thing, any exploit, I'm okay with. Like if they didn't figure it out, I'm okay with.
I got
But
it down.
my
Same.
Did we find the? Oh, I see. All right. The only gripes I have are those three things. It's the hacking and like requiring people to buy the authenticator. Like that's something that either should not be required or should have been fixed or caught or something, you know, or they should just include the authenticator. My second gripe is with the unbalanced classes, which I agree with you, Roush. I'm sure they'll fix it eventually, but they're just not fixing it now. And that like the demon hunters and wizards can solo, and the barbs and monks are useless. And my third gripe is just with the ridiculous amount of like you literally have to farm for weeks and days just grinding for gear and gold. Like that's not fun. That's just not fun anymore. It's not. It's this. My gripe with it is it's different from a technical challenge. It's not a technical challenge. It's a grind. It's a tedious grind.
It's kind of like a single mom who's a stripper. She's got to bump and grind, and grind and grind and grind just to pay the rent at the end of the month, and it takes all month of grinding and grinding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I like this analogy.
But yeah, that's my. So I am done raging and crying, I guess, for now. But for the viewers, if you are watching, we will attempt. We will attempt Inferno. We will try to maybe prove people wrong. But from what it looks like, it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe not now, but we'll see.
His vagina's pretty hurt already. It may not make it through this next trauma.
Truth.
The pharmacy's out of cream. If that
Vagisil?
gives you an idea. Yeah, that gives you an idea. There's a bunch of items in town if you guys want it. I'm gonna keep trucking on.
Whoa, where'd you get all those yellows from?
I don't know. They just dropped. My magic find's not even that high, to be honest with you. Oh, another thing on magic find. So, oh wait, it is high. What the heck? How is my magic find so high? It's 94%. Oh, it's because we've been killing elites. So it work. Oh, okay. So once you hit level 60, you every time you kill an elite pack,
Oh, that's right.
the Nephilim Valor, which is okay. So I will comment on this. So I like the concept. I like the idea of rewarding people for progressively defeating elite packs. I think that's a good idea. I think it's very good. However, on Inferno difficulty, when it takes you like a good 10 or 15 minutes to kill an elite pack, maybe more, usually more, just to kill one elite pack, like that's actually 10 or 15 minutes doesn't seem too bad, but I'm sure it takes longer than that, especially for
Not enough discipline.
it's better to farm Inferno Whimsyshire at that point. Oh, I'm fighting elites, by the way.
Okay.
By yourself?
Yeah. Wow, Raph can actually survive. So if you can progressively kill elite packs, then that's good. But the thing is, people they're just avoiding the elite packs. They're going straight for the bosses, like Diablo, because the elite packs are harder to kill than Diablo. So it's better for them.
I think that's funny. That makes me laugh.
And I also understand what they're trying to do there. Like they don't want people farming. Well, okay, I guess they could. What I was gonna say is they don't want people farming Diablo for loot. But I guess the way to fix that is you just make Diablo harder than the elite packs, but he doesn't drop as good loot. You know what I mean? I think that would fix it, because that way you're beating the game. I don't know. And I'm sure Blizzard's smart enough to be aware of all this. But I don't know what they're doing.
They're telling every gamer that they're dumb.
Yeah. They're too busy counting their money. You can't get to them. Or they
Activision is wearing off on them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did get
More elites.
Desecration.
Look how smart that circle was. So smart.
And then they placed it right in the middle of your